let's start. Okay, so today is the very first topic. So far we have covered all the things about Java, right? And from today onwards, we'll learn Selenium. So I just figure out few points which today I am planning to cover. So one is the overview of Selenium, advantage and disadvantage of Selenium, Selenium Webdriver architecture, difference between architecture of Selenium 3.0 and 4.0, how to create Maven project using Selenium in IntelliJ, and how to launch browser in Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and we'll see one use case using Selenium, how to do it. Okay, so let's talk about the overview of Selenium. So when I say Selenium, right? So what is it? So it is basically open source automation test suite for web-based application. Okay, across different browsers, for example, Chrome, Firefox, Opera, etc. IE, and different platforms like Windows, Linux, and Mac, right? So it supports multiple programming languages: Java, C Sharp, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, etc. Okay, so it supports. This is one like Selenium mostly like widely used automation tool so far. Okay, so we all the component. Okay, so when you say component, right? So basically, Selenium. Okay, now it has a component. So when I say component, right? So it has four different components. Okay, so the number one is Selenium ID. Okay, this is one component, Selenium ID, and second is Selenium RC. This is the second. Okay, third component it has Selenium Webdriver. Okay, and the fourth component is Selenium. Okay, these are the mainly all four components of Selenium. Okay, so RC is nothing. It's a remote. Okay, remote control. It's used remotely. So an ID Selenium has a ID also. Okay, and Selenium has a plate. So mostly the popular component is Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so Selenium WebDriver, Selenium 2.0. Okay, this is 2.0. Then it upgraded to 3.0, and now Selenium 4.0. Okay, we'll also see the difference between Selenium 3 and 4. But yes, so this is what Selenium is. Okay, so earlier it was a Selenium 2, then upgraded to Selenium 3, which mostly people use as of now also. And the 4 to like the 4.0 now it's introduced. So currently Selenium is we are using 4.0. This is the Selenium Webdriver version. Okay, and this RC is merged to Selenium 2. Okay, it was merged. So this component is no longer available. So it is merged to Selenium WebDriver. So these are the all these are the versions. Okay. So these like 4 is a completely new and improved version. But yes, so these are the components. Okay. So when you say Selenium, let's talk about all. What is Selenium ID? So Selenium ID stands for Selenium Integrated Development Environment. Okay, this is the meaning of Selenium IDE. So it is simple and easy to use actually, and no prior programming knowledge is required. Okay, it was like this. If you don't know any programming language, you can still use Selenium IDE. It is actually used as prototyping tool. So you know ID was there, so it was like using as a prototyping tool. But currently, we don't use this one. So let's talk about what is Selenium Grid. So it's allowed test cases, run parallelly. Okay, it has a feature actually of the Selenium Grid, which with the help of Selenium Grid, you are able to run your all the test cases, parallel execution. Okay, like different machine, different platform or different browsers. Okay, so basically Selenium Grid, how it works. Let me show you how it works, Selenium Grid. Okay, so for example, this is your hub. Okay? This is your hub. Okay, now in hub, so you decided to have four suppose test case to execute. Okay, this is one, two, three, and four. Okay, so TC1, TC2, TC3, and TC4. Okay, so there may be so all we call this portion we call as a node. Okay, this is node 1, this is node 2, this is node 3, and this is node 4. These all are considered as a node. Okay, so basically it means where you want to execute. Okay, so suppose I want to execute node 1, for example, this node 1, like on Firefox. Okay, suppose on Firefox and some other device. Okay, like other device. Okay, maybe Android. You want to execute Android. Okay, now second use case, maybe you want to run like on Windows machine using IE. Okay, because it supports different like machine, different platform and browsers. So IE with Windows. Okay, this is Windows. Okay, now the third one, suppose you want to execute on Mac using Safari. Okay, Mac, and this is using Safari browser. Okay, and the fourth one, again, you want to execute on mobile. Okay, Android. Okay, so this is where we can use the Selenium Grid we in different environment. different browsers, okay, different platforms and all. So this is the use of Selenium Grid. Okay. Now, what is Selenium WebDriver? We are going to focus on WebDriver part. So basically, Selenium WebDriver, it is a component of Selenium suite. Okay, and like it is Java interface. It is a Java interface basically implements by browser classes. Okay, this is what the point of Selenium WebDriver. So it's an API, right? Mediator between browsers and client libraries. Okay, this is like Selenium WebDriver. Basically, these are the main things which we should know, and it has various commands to interact with web elements. So basically, what is the purpose of using Selenium WebDriver? To interact with a browser web element, right? This is the main like purpose. So it is API. Basically, what is Selenium? Selenium, like it is an API, like which mediator between browser and client libraries. Okay. So Selenium WebDriver is not at all any tool. Okay. Because it's library as a library, right? And this is we can't see. So any tool it should have a GUI, right? So graphical user interface. So Selenium WebDriver doesn't have that. So it's all about all the API services. Okay, and if so, what we interact. So we'll see later how we can add get all these jar files and all, and we'll see later. But just try to understand the basic, uh, about the Selenium. So, so currently the current version of Selenium is 4.2. Okay. Okay. So any question? We can proceed to the next topic, right? Okay. So what like advantages of Selenium Webdriver? What is the advantage, right? Obviously, there should be advantage and disadvantage, right, of any tool. So what is the advantage and disadvantage? So let's talk about advantages. Okay. So basically, Selenium WebDriver, it is an open source, okay, tool. It's a free, right? We don't pay anything to get Selenium. So it is an open source free tool, and it supports multiple browsers. Already I mentioned, like Firefox, Chrome, IE, etc., Safari, and all, right? Multiple. So also it supports different platforms like such as Windows, Linux, Mac, right? It supports multiple languages, Java, Python, Ruby, C Sharp, and other, etc. Right? These are the language. These are the advantage of Selenium. Okay. Now coming to disadvantage of Selenium Webdriver. So, so first disadvantage of Selenium is it supports only web-based application, and it doesn't support Windows-based application. Like if you have a calculator, right, on your machine, so it's a Windows-based application, right? So those are considered Windows-based. Now it only supports web-based applications automation. Okay. Second point, it does not provide, facility for data-driven testing. So there is no like mechanism for data-driven testing. Okay, it is again uh, one disadvantage. Okay, the third is it does not have a reporting features. Okay, so basically what happened, inbuilt Selenium doesn't have any reporting feature. Okay, so with the help of third-party tool libraries, we can uh, we can get the reporting features. Okay, but uh, Selenium Selenium doesn't have inbuilt any feature to get the report. Okay. Now, like Windows operation, for we have, you know, for Windows, any operation, like suppose drag and drop and everything, one tool is there that is called Auto IT. This is the tool we use for drag and drop. So any Windows operation, not even drag and drop, any like uploading a file or something like, you want to do. So that can be possible using Auto IT. Okay, this is one tool, Auto IT. Okay, because we cannot do any automation, right? Desktop based. So for any desktop operation, right? If you want to perform using Selenium, then this is again some plugins you have to add. So this is Auto IT. So with the use of with the help of Auto IT, we can perform Windows-based operation such as attach, right? Attach, download, or something like any Windows based operation we perform, we can do it using Auto IT. Okay. Now, the point I said, data-driven testing is not possible using Selenium. This is again it is advantage, but we can resolve this issue with the help of Apache POI. Okay, so Apache POI, if we add this dependencies, right? Apache POI. So with the help of Apache POI, we can also achieve that feature. Okay, data-driven test. Now, for the reporting, that is also not inbuilt. So we have an again extend, right? Extend report. So we can get, if we add some external libraries and all, then we can get it. Extend report, cucumber report, and all everything. Reporting also possible. So all demerits, whatever we have seen, disadvantages and all, now we can achieve with the help of third-party tools. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the Selenium WebDriver architecture. Okay. Selenium WebDriver architecture. Selenium WebDriver architecture. Okay. Now let me talk. So for example, so this is suppose Selenium Selenium language binding. Okay. Language binding. Okay. So this is assume it's a client library. Okay. This is library. Okay. So this is client library. So we have different languages, right? So for example, Java, Python, sorry, Python, then Ruby, etc. Okay, these are the languages, programming language. So, so this is client language. Okay, so basically, what happens? So there is another thing called JSON, JSON wire JSON wire protocol. Protocol. Okay. So how it was interacted? So any languages, right? Any programming languages like Java, Python, Ruby, any languages. So it's interact through JSON wire protocol over HTTP. So basically, whatever the program we write, right, it was encoded. Okay, so it's encoded, so encoded program. Okay, so using JSON wire protocol, it interact with the WebDriver. Suppose this is our WebDriver. WebDrivers. So we have a Gecko driver. So Gecko driver, right? So we have Chrome driver. We have Safari driver. We have Edge driver. Like this, we have Opera, right? So these are the web drivers. Now, these are the browsers for each driver. So browse, browser, browsers. Okay. So for Gecko, we have Firefox, we have Firefox. Okay. For Chrome, we have Chrome itself. Okay. For Safari, we have Safari. For Edge, we have IE, Internet Explorer, right? So these are the browsers and these are the web drivers. Okay. So all this, how it works, HTTP, HTTP via HTTP server. Just for your understanding, you no need to, deep dive on this, but just for your understanding, you should know how it works. HTTP server. Okay. So basically this is client library, right? And this is the all the programming languages we have. So like Selenium language binding. So it's encoded via JSON where protocol. Then it interacts with a WebDriver, you know, uh, like HTTP via HTTP server. This is the architecture of Selenium. Okay, WebDriver. Okay. Now, what is the difference between Selenium, like architecture of Selenium 3.0 and 4.0? So basically, in 4.0, the major like changes was like the the interaction, right? Whatever the languages we binding here, so encoded, right? So basically, this JSON where protocol is removed, no longer is used in 4.2. So this is JSON where protocol use till 3.2. Okay, 3.2 we use JSON where protocol, but in 4.0 we do not use JSON where protocol, and this JSON where protocol is replaced by W3C. Okay, so W3C protocol is used in 4.0. And what is W3C? World Wide Web Consortium. Okay. So basically, it's a international standard wise. They have implemented W3C. So instead of JSON wire protocol, uh, what happened? They introduced change to W3C. So earlier, what I mentioned that whatever program you write, it should be encoded when it's interact with the web browsers. So basically, the program we write, then it's in JSON via JSON where protocol, it's completely encoded, or whatever program you write, then it's passed to WebDriver. This how it's work. But now what happened because of the W3C protocol, right? No encoding required. No need to do any encoding. Whatever you write, right? You do not internally, obviously we don't do, but yeah, JSON where protocol used to do encode it first, then it's interact with the browsers and all. But now from Selenium 4.0, we do not need to use JSON wire protocol. It's switched to W3C. So it's a international standard. Based on that, they implemented W3C and no encoding or coding required while interact with the browsers. Okay, so this is what the difference. So in uh, J like Selenium 3.0, we use JSON wire protocol. Wherever in 4.0, we do not use. Instead of that, we use W3C protocol. And earlier till 3.0, uh, anything the binding happened, it was first encoding and encoded, then it's interact with the browser. But from 4.0, we do not need to worry about the encoding things. Okay, so this is the difference between 3 and architecture. Okay, now um, let's see the other one. Okay, so let's see the this like point how to create Maven project using Selenium. Okay, in IntelliJ. So when you open your IntelliJ, so you will see this kind of interface. Okay, so here you can see the new project open and get from VCS. So basically, get from VCS is nothing. If you have any existing project in Git, right, or GitHub and all. then you can use this one. So the moment you click on this, you can see Git or repository if you have anything, right? And version controlled by Git. So basically, you will just paste the URL of your project, and based on your preference, you can uh, locate in any place. You can place it, okay, based on your requirement, and just clone. So this is how it works for any existing version if you want to clone from Git, okay, GitHub. Okay. Now, what is the new? So any new project you want to create. So let's today we'll see how to create a new project. So click on new project. Okay. So I clicked on new project. Now it shows new project name. So project name can be anything. I'm giving Selenium automation. Anything you can do. So Selenium automation. Now location also you can choose your location wherever you want to know. So I'm just selecting under admin and IntelliJ idea project. Yeah. So I want to store under this idea project. Okay. Let's click OK. So under idea project, it will create. Okay. Now create Git repository. For now, we don't use any Git and all, so we are not going to check this one. Okay. Now coming to language. So obviously this is Java. So we have by default choose like selected Java. Now build system. So there is a thing. So when you see IntelliJ, so there is no Maven. So for remember any project, right? We if you want to create, right? Using Selenium and all. In that case, you always choose Maven. Okay. So build system should be Maven and JDK this version. So whatever version you have downloaded, or if sometimes it may be like blank, so you can download JDK directly here from here also, or if it's detect something that also you can select. So for me, I'm sure that I'm using Java 11, so that's why I have selected Java. Okay, now add sample code. So it's not mandatory. So it will give you one sample code how to write. Okay, so you can we are selecting for the timing. Okay, now click on the advanced setting. So here is the group ID. So basically, group ID is nothing like in real time. Like we use our company, name and all. So com.nexyz company and all. Okay, so that's why group ID. So we are using com dot test. Anything, yes, you can write. Okay, group ID. Now project artifact ID. It it can be different. Like if you want to make both are same, it's okay. So it's optional. Okay, optional thing. You can put in. But yeah. So group ID and artifact ID, you know, uh, make same on. Okay. Now let's click on the create. So it first time it might take little bit time. Okay. So just wait. Now you can see the project open Selenium automation. This is our project name, and here it will index. Okay, a lot of things like require dependencies and all plugins. It will just take some time. Okay, so let it. Okay, now this is something it's pop-ups and all like download pre-built here. You can choose always download or you can ignore it. That's not an issue. Okay. So you can see the moment you create Maven project, so you can see form.xml. So this is the heart of the Maven, okay, the project. So any dependencies, right? Any dependencies or any plugins we keep under this form.xml. Okay, so this is basically heart of the project. Okay, so anything you want to add, right? Any feature, like suppose we saw earlier topics like we need to add few dependencies, right? All this stuff to get reports kind of things. So form basically form.xml is helpful. It will keep all you can keep all your dependencies there. Okay. So related scanning the file, bottom of the file. Now you see this is a project structure. Okay. Now Selenium project you can see complete path, right? The location. Okay. Now here we have one form.xml. Okay. Now you can see the src folder. So under src you have main and test, two different, right? So we can have only one. Okay. So this is the by default. What happened in real time? There may be a project where developer and tester they both work simultaneously. Okay. In that case, obviously they should have main for developer. They use main and test for tester. Okay. This is the main purpose of having two. Okay. With the same name, like same folder structure. So main basically used by the developers and test is for the test. But in our case, uh, we are only using one folder. Okay. So we are not going to use main. So I'm not deleting, but let it be there. We are not going to use main. Okay. Or you can use main. There is no hard and fast rule. Anything it works. Okay. But we'll use test. Okay. Now this is what the folder structure. So main, right? Main, then we have Java, and we have another is resources. So we'll talk resources folder later. Okay. So let's focus on the basic thing first. So now we'll see. So we have covered this one, how to create project using Selenium, right? How to create. Okay. Now how to launch browsers in Selenium Webdriver, like how to launch, right? So it will take some time. Let me open Selenium official. Launch here. So open Selenium.com. Selenium official website. Okay. So the very first one, HTTPS www.selenium.tech. Okay. This is the official website. So the moment you click on this, so this is the official page of Selenium. Okay. So the very first thing you can see, Selenium automates browsers. That's it. Okay. So this is the official site. Here you can, if you have like just for your knowing purpose, you can explore this website, but we'll use for some other purpose. Okay. So let's see whether the project, okay. Now this is done. Now you see this is the form.xml, right? So all the dependencies or plugins we will keep under form.xml. Okay. Now you can see there is one external libraries, right? So here it's till now it's all the dependencies or jars. It's related to the Java, right? So there is nothing we can see for Selenium. Okay, let's minimize. Okay, now for Selenium, right? We have to add few dependencies. Okay, so prior to that, let's explore this website. So this is the website, right? The home page. Now come little bit. Okay, now you can see on download, right? Downloads folder. Click on downloads folder. So the moment you click on downloads, you can see all the information. Okay. Now the language, why, see, we already discussed about the client and WebDriver language bindings and all, right? So that means it supports C, Ruby, C Sharp, Ruby, Java, Python, JavaScript, all this. Okay. Uh, now come to this point, platform supported by Selenium. Now you can see the browsers, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, Opera, Chrome, Edge. Okay. So these are the browsers. And also we have Windows, Mac, Linux. These are the operating system it supports. Okay. Now we have one Chrome, right? This is the Chrome browser we have opened. So you can see here the browsers. Now click on the documentation. Okay. Now you are under Chrome driver, all the documentations. Okay. Now here you see all versions available under downloads. Okay. Now we'll uh, download our Chrome extension. Okay, exe file. Because if you want to launch Chrome browser, right, you should have the exe. So now prior to that, always remember the version of your Chrome browser and the exe which you are going to use for your Selenium, it should match. Okay, so just I'm showing. I'm just clicking on three dots. Now over to help and about Google Chrome. The moment you click on this, you can see 108, right? 056. So let's move to this one and just control F. Now you can see. So I can obviously I can use this version and it shows latest stable release. Okay, just click on this. The moment you click on that, you have a lot of zip files. So this is for Linux, Mac. Okay, this is also for Mac, and now this is Windows. So maybe you are using. Don't be confused. Maybe you are using Windows 64, right? Not 62. Like those who are using Windows 7, they are considering Windows 32. But for all we Chrome driver, right? Windows, it could be Windows 32 or 64. We have all the exe file under this set. So just click on this script, it will get downloaded. Okay. Now just right click, show So here you can see the zip one. Now I'm just right clicking extract. Okay. So now extract wherever you want to extract, you can extract. So for now, I'm just extracting download folder. Extract. Okay. So we have the Chrome driver .exe, and the exe like we will use for our automation purpose. Okay. And the same exe you can you can open. Yeah, just press click on that exe. Okay, and press your shift key and just double click. So the moment you double click, press the shift key and double click, it will open like this in your terminal. Like starting Chrome driver 108. This is what. Okay, and Chrome driver was start successful. Okay, just press shift and double click. So you'll be able to launch that. Okay. Now we got our Chrome driver.exe, right? Now let's close this one. Okay. Now next what? But we now what we have to do? We have to launch our any browser, right? Any like for example Chrome only. So we cannot directly launch our Chrome browser. For that, we need to add some dependencies. Okay. So what is that? To go to the Google. Now, for example, we have one thing, okay, that is called Maven repository. So any dependency, right, you want. So this is Maven repository. Uh, so this again, it's a open source. Any dependency you want, you have to go to the Maven repository.com. Okay. Now, the very first and important dependency we need, like Selenium one, right? How to interact with the Selenium. So just wait for some time. It will take some time to load. Okay. Now, Selenium Java. Because our language is Java and we need the dependency Selenium Java. So you can see the very first one, Selenium Java. Just click on that. So here you can see this is the versions, all versions. So currently any version you can choose, but I recommend always consider the version which mostly people use. Okay, so here you can see the most recent one, latest one, but do not use that. There may be bugs and all, right? We don't know, so we'll go with the stable version. So 4.6.2, you can see 33 users. Just click on this. So the moment you click on that version, you can see here is the Maven, right? So there are different like version like you will see for Gradle and all. Let's not discuss about other things. Okay, now only Maven, right? So make sure this is navigated to Maven only. Okay, here you can see this one. The moment you just click, it will copy. Okay, it's now copied. Also manually also you can copy. Anything works. Okay, now we copied it. Okay, let's minimize, open IntelliJ. Now you can see this is the project, right? So project start and project ends. So any dependency we want to add, it should be within the project. Okay. It should not be the outside of the project. Anything you want to add. Okay. So under the project level, we have one tag called dependency. So depend. So this is the first one, dependencies. So we may have many dependencies, right? More than one. So it should be under the specific tag called dependencies. So under the dependencies, we will add all required dependency. Okay. So this is the comment. You can also ignore or you can keep. There is no issue. So this is the dependency, group ID, artifact ID, and version. So tomorrow, suppose you want to change the version, you do not need to just you know go and get the complete thing. You just make the changes. Suppose now here you are seeing 6, maybe tomorrow it shows 60, and you are okay with the 4.7.1, right? You just on your existing version only just change the version. Okay. Okay. Now we have added this Selenium Java. What is the use of Selenium Java? It helps to launch our Chrome browser or any browser. Not about specific to Chrome, any driver, right? Any web browser, it will help to launch. Okay. Because Java, right? So basically we'll write our program in Java. So Java with Selenium means it's a combination of Java with Selenium. So if you write any program in Java with the Selenium, all this, so it will help us to launch Webdriver. As simple as that. So once you just paste this one, what you have to do, you have to click on the import. So here you can see load Maven changes. Like the moment you click on this, right, import. So it will all the jars or all the plugins will get added or downloaded basically. So here you will see the difference. As of now, you can see only JDK, right? But after some time, you will notice that you will see some other than the JDK or Java. So now here see importing Maven projects. So basically it is downloading. Okay, you can see here download. It is doing the downloads and all. Let's click always download and it will get added internally all the jars. It will take some time, but yes, it will going to add it. So now just minimize the Javas what we uh, saw earlier. Just minimize. Now you can see all the Maven dependencies, right? Related to Java, Seleniums and all, it got added. So still it is adding. It will take some time. So all these stuffs are related to this specific dependency. Okay. So this is how the dependencies got added. Still it is adding. You can see here indexing library maven dot google, right? So let it add first. Okay. So we understand the dependencies, right? So under this dependencies tag, we can uh, use all the dependencies and it should be under the project level. So you can see this tag project starts, project ends. This is how it works. Now let's see. Here, see, it's still downloading a lot of stuff. Okay. Now we'll let it add it. Uh, now just I'm closing this one, also minimizing this one. Okay. Now we'll create one use case. Okay. how to launch like Chrome browser in Selenium. So, so similarly, right? If you want to, launch IE or Firefox, same thing. You will just navigate to the download, and based on your requirement, suppose I want to go with Firefox. So just click on the Firefox documentation. This link will, navigate you to the all the extensions, exes for this. You can see here, right? So these all releases, supports, all the informations are there. Okay, that's how it works. So okay. Now we'll create one class. So under test Java, we'll create simple class test Chrome browser. Any name, like I'm just giving test Chrome browser. Okay. So this is our test class. Obviously, we need a main method, right? So public static void main string argument. Okay. Now, if we want to launch Chrome web browser, okay, now launch it. So let it add all this stuff. Okay. So first we'll see launch how to, and second we'll see create an object web drive. Okay. I think we'll see launch Google web page. Simple, we'll see that whether it is launching or not. Okay. Then we'll see capture title of web page and print on console. Okay. Then we'll see capture page source. SOURC. Okay. Then close the browser. Okay. We'll see all of this. Okay. Now the import done successfully. You can see here there is no issue. Okay. Now before you do anything, just right click on the project, and then you can see there is an option called reload from test. So after reading any dependencies, like it's just kind of a refresh. Okay. It will get a refresh. At the same time, you can do here also build. You can see this option build project. It will do the refresh. Okay, that's it. Both the things works fine, but you can choose them. So build is nothing. It will just build the like refresh whatever we have added and all, right? So that's it works. So we have created one class called test Chrome browser, and we'll see whether we are able to launch our Chrome browser or not. Okay, so let's see that. I think something is downloading. So how to launch? So before you launch, you have to give two set of things. One, what uh, browser you want to launch, using what browser, Chrome or IE or Firefox and all. And the second, your that extension location, the extension what you have downloaded, right? So this is the Chrome driver .exe. That location in your program you should mention. Otherwise, how programmer like program will get to know, right? Where we have kept all these things. Okay. So I'm just writing system dot. So set property is a method. Set property. Okay, not properties. So set property is having two parameters. Okay, it is having two parameters. Set property. So we are going to set the property of our browser extension. Okay, now which browser we have? Chrome browser, Chrome driver.exe. So basically it's a Chrome driver, right? So in first parameter we'll write Webdriver dot chrom Chrome driver, and make sure it's case sensitive. Okay, case sensitive things. So basically if you do any uppercase lowercase combination, it will not work. So Webdriver.chrome.driver, this is our first parameter, driver name, right? Basically it's a driver name. Okay, so in second parameter we have to give the complete path of our exe file. Okay, wherever it is. So now you can see here my exe file. If I click on the properties, or you can simply copy the entire things. Now under double quote, this is what we have mentioned, right? And just a second. Okay, so this is what. Now again we have to mention the complete path. So just I'm right clicking for complete exe. Okay, this is complete exe. Now so this is done. So we have set our driver path name and path location. Okay. Now we have to create an object. Obviously, we need to object, otherwise we cannot use, no? So we have to create object for WebDriver. WebDriver. You can put any name, but this is what standard we use. WebDriver driver. So WebDriver we have to import class. So it is from Selenium.WebDriver. Okay. Now WebDriver, it's a interface. So we can't say WebDriver driver equal to new WebDriver. Okay. We can't say. So this is, remember, this is the interface. So we can't create object for it. So what we are going to do, WebDriver driver equal to new. We know the browser which we are going to use, right? Chrome driver. This is what our browser. So WebDriver is a interface and driver is our object equal to new Chrome driver is a class because we cannot create uh, object for any interface. That is why we use Chrome driver. So Chrome driver basically it's a class. Okay. Now we have covered this one, how to create the object of a WebDriver. Now come to the third point. Launch Google Web Page. So we have a method called. So we have to first always call the object name driver, right? Dot get is the one method. Okay. So get is basically it's a string parameter. So we have to pass the URL of the Google web page. So let me go to Google. So on Google now, just copy complete. Okay. Now this is our Google. Okay. This is our page. So till now we are okay. We have set. We have already set up the our browser extension and all wherever it was available. And at the same time, we have also mentioned the browser and created WebDriver for this object for the WebDriver and also put the URL. For the get method it will launch the URL. Okay, let's run it. Right click. First time it might take um, like longer time. Okay, now this is the just the information. Now you can see Chrome driver was successfully started successfully. So first it is launching here. Let me check. You can see Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. It's launching. You can see this is the right. So we have successfully launched the Chrome browser. Okay. Now what we can do? Capture page source. So basically, when I say page source, let me open Google again. Okay, before the page source, the title. So, what is the title of this page, right? Google, right? Basically, will capture the title of the page. Okay, let me show you another thing. So, any page source, right? If you want to see that, just right click and you can see view page source. Now, this is the complete page source of this is the HTML page of the Google. Okay, this is basically page source is nothing, it's a complete HTML page of the Google, like this page, right? Whatever these all are the properties of this page. You can see the HTML page started, right? And this is what the all the properties for this special page. Okay. Now under this page, I just search title. So basically, title is nothing that this is right. The moment you click Google and it's open this. So this is the title. So the title and the title tag you can see the Google. So Google is the title. Okay. Now how to capture title of a web page and print right? That we'll see. Now just minimize this. So obviously this is a string, right? Whatever title is a string only. So what we'll do, we'll create one variable. Suppose name is title. Equal to driver dot get title. One method is available in Selenium. Okay. So string title equal to driver dot get title. So get title will get the title of the page. Okay. Now here I'm printing system.out.println. What I'm going to print is page title. And what is our variable? This is use, right? So this variable we just pass it. And now again run. So it should print in like on console that whatever the title, right? It should get print. It is launching the Google. So Google is launched. It is loading the page. Okay. So we have completely launched the page. Now here you see page title Google. So this Google, whatever is coming, right? It is printing on console. So get title is a method which helps to print the title of the web page. Okay. Now capture page source. So basically manually if you have to capture, right? So basically you will do what? So we have to go source page, right? Open normal. So source one, view source, page source. So this is what you do go manually and do, right? Check. We have another method, Selenium, to check it. So let's print that one. Suppose I'm saying URL. Now here I'm saying driver dot get. Okay, current URL. Okay, driver dot. Okay, not that one. Okay, let's see this one also.
Page
Uh,
source was
get
already there.
current URL. So
Get page
basically,
source.
get current URL is nothing. What? Sorry.
Get page source
No,
was
no.
already
That is there. Yeah, that we'll see. What I'm saying. Let's see this one also. Get page source. So this is the purpose of seeing this one, right? And get current URL. So what is the use of that? That also we'll see. So basically, capture the URL of the web page. Get current URL. Okay. Get current URL will capture the URL of current. And this one will give you page source. Let's print both.
no need of object creation, right? For this.
No, no, no. One time we have created na driver. That's
Hmm.
it.
Okay.
So this wherever we have like we have to just
Ah,
add
yeah.
driver. That is what. Okay, now it is launching. Okay. Now you can see here the complete source, page source is printing on console. You can see right from here. And this one basically get URL, get current URL. Okay. So basically what URL we have launched and all, if you want to validate that also we can get it. We have here we can see right the Google http.google. So here also it is printing. So get current URL is give you the uh, like validation what URL you have launched, right? It will just print on a console get current URL and get page source will give you the complete HTML page of the web page, like website, whatever you say. So this is entire. Okay. Now close the browser. So there is one difference, okay, between close and quit in Selenium basically. So basically for close the browser, what we do, we will say driver, which our object we created, dot close. Okay. So driver dot close will close the browser. Means manually you go and close the browser, right? This is what the close. Now we have another method. Similar work, okay, quit the browser. So for that we have driver dot quit. So what is the difference? So this is just basically when you have launched only one web page, okay, and you are closing. Okay, simply you are closing, that's it. Okay, now what is the difference between quit? So suppose, for example, there may be a web page when you open something, right? You click on anything. Suppose I'm click on this and it navigate to another page. Okay. Again, suppose I'm clicking on this search, it is again navigated to another page. So currently we have three pages, right? On the same URL, right? Now, the moment you say driver.close, so remember the active page will get closed. Okay, the active. Suppose now this is the Google, this is new tab 2. Now, if you are active on this page, active means what? I am active means I clicked on this page. Currently, this new tab is showing, right? New tab. So I am active on this. So driver.close means the page will get closed where you are active. Okay. So this will the moment you use this method, it will close this page. It will close this page like this. Okay. Now the rest two page will get open. Okay. There is no impact. Okay, because on active page only this will close means the active page which you open that way that is going to close. Now what is the use of quit? So quit is nothing. It's ex explicitly you are going to close the entire browser space. So there may be suppose you are active on second page, right? Second tab, but now I use quit. So quit will close the entire browser session, whereas in close only the tab. Okay, so there is a difference, right? If I close completely browser, then I cannot see the browser. But if I close this tab, or still I am on browser. So the difference is the quit is it will close the entire browser session. So you'll be not able to launch. Like you means you can't navigate from one to another once you use quit. And when you have many browsers open on the same URL. Okay, this is only the difference. So not use this way, but you should know the difference. Okay, so it's basically exit the browser session. It's completely closed the browser session. URL of current web page and okay. So this is what we saw for the Chrome browser, right? How to launch. So we'll see uh, for Mozilla or some Google Opera or Internet Explorer. Only what you have to make the changes is only the moment you create object, right? For WebDriver, this thing will remain same for all. Only here you have to change the browser extension name. Suppose Gecko driver. Okay, so you will mention Gecko driver.exe. Okay. Now here WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver, right? Instead of new Chrome driver, we'll mention Gecko driver. We'll see that also. Just wait for a second. Let me close this. Okay. Example, this is we had for Chrome driver. Now we'll see for other drivers. So drivers, again, driver equal to new.
You have to change system set property also, no?
We have to change. Correct. One second. So basically, what for suppose for Firefox, so we have to do web driver, right? So we have to mention here for like Firefox Gecko driver. Instead of this, we'll mention. Let me comment this one. Here we'll mention Gecko, GEC Gecko driver. Okay, and at the same time, we should have the Gecko driver uh, path, right? EXE. So here the uh, driver name, driver whatever driver, right? Gecko driver.exe. Complete path you have to put at the same time Gecko for Firefox. For Firefox. Okay. And the first one is for Chrome. Chrome. Okay. So what to do here? Driver equal to new Firefox driver. Okay. So this is the object for this is the Firefox driver. Okay. This is the class for this Firefox. Okay. Now same thing we can do it, but I don't have a Firefox extension, so that is why it will not launch. But we can try Let me just close the project and open it. But you can do practice, like do the practice. So for Gecko, only like system dot set property will change the key, the name instead of Chrome driver, right? We'll just mention the Gecko. That's it, Gecko driver. And the value uh, of the value is just the driver complete part. This is the value. So you can download it, right? Anyway, all whatever I have covered. So for today, we have seen all of this overview of Selenium advantage and these advantages of Selenium, Selenium WebDriver architecture, difference between architecture of 3.0, 4.0, how to create Maven project, right? That also we have covered. How to launch browser in Selenium using Selenium WebDriver. So we have covered for Chrome, right? Chrome we have seen. So and this is the use case we have written, right? We saw all the methods like all the methods like get, then we saw get title, then we saw uh, what else? Close, close, quit, right? Quit method. Then we saw
Get pay source.
page source, right? Page source and get current URL, right? These are the methods we have covered. Super. So this is what we have seen in our first use case. So for today, we are done. Okay. So rest we'll see next class.
Okay.
You
So
can
stop
stop it.
recording.